Hello.
Yeah. Hey. Hello, Robbie. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, buddy. It's a great day for me. Not only am I talking to your lovely face and all the lovely people we've got online, the Beatles released a new song today, so I'm extremely happy about it and stuff like that. Because don't me. You know I love the Beatles, so it's amazing.
I do too.
It's a great song. I just thought it was amazing. So yeah, really, really good. Really interesting.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it so much, mate.
I don't want to say you, like it's just just my sort of thing. That's amazing. Yeah, no, it's great. I'm loving it. Anyway, how you been?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, spent a lot of time publicizing the gig, which has been great. A little bit stressful, but it's fantastic. I can't wait till it's only 2 days from now.
It is indeed.
So, yeah, it's going to be wonderful.
Also, if you want some tickets, this is the QR code here. So if you want to screenshot this and get your tickets, you can get them directly from there. Take a picture of your screen, order the tickets, and you can come along on Sunday because it'll be amazing. So today's show is all about Sunday. It's basically us getting ready for Sunday with all the artists we're going to have on. It's going to be fantastic. So this is what this show is about. We're going to have a lot of guests today, haven't we, Pete? It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to get lots of people on. But
that's right. The waiting room is full of lots of talent.
Cool. We've got more people than we've ever had on this. So it's quite
sometimes we haven't even had an audience this big.
Yeah, it was just me, you, and the glasses that count. Yeah. Excellent stuff. So, okay, let's do as per usual. Before we bring some guests on, let's talk about some music and stuff like that, like we always do.
Okay.
So, what have you been listening to this week?
You know, I always go first. Let's have you go first this time, mate.
All right, then. I'll feel honoured. Thank you, sir. So, obviously, we got the live gig on Sunday, and I wanted to prepare for that. So, I've been listening to a lot of live acts. I did David Bowie's, but today, mainly, we had a bit of this one. We had Queen Live Magic.
Nice.
Which is probably one of the last ones they did, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's basically a greatest hits tour. It's got One Vision on it, Kind of Magic, We Will Rock You, Friends with Friends, God Save the Queen, Hammer to Fall, and this is great. I've got to be honest though, the vinyl is a little bit. Where do I put it? We can see it here. The vinyl's a little bit on the thin side. It really is. It's like it's like a light vinyl. It doesn't sound amazing, but it's okay. And it's all right. It's all right. Like the contents is brilliant. It needs a 180 gram remaster.
Yeah.
That's me just being nerdy. That's what it needs.
Yeah. So what year was that recorded?
That was 86, I think. 85, 86. Oh, it was 86. Yeah. So that would have been the last tour as well.
Yeah.
With Freddie. So yeah, it's pretty good, but it's not amazing. And yeah, well, that's not true. It is amazing. It just needs a bit of vinyl pumping up a bit.
Remastering. Yeah. Hopefully they'll do that.
Yeah, Queen are a bit tight with the remasters. They don't really bother. They did something in 2011, and then but they need to redo all their videos in 4K as well. That's the thing they need. So. Yeah, what about yourself?
Yeah, very cool. All right, well, I've been listening to quite an old album. I love this album. I had it back when I was in the U.S. when it first came out. It's by a band. Well, they call the band here.
Oh, The Beat. Nice.
The Beat. That's right. Watnin. Fantastic album. But when I had it in the U.S., it wasn't by the Beat.
Right.
It was by the English Beat.
Right.
Yeah, because when I first came over here, we were talking, my wife and I, we're talking about music, and I mentioned the English Beat, and she had no idea what I was talking about. But evidently, there's they had to call it the English Beat in the UK because there's already a band called the Beat in the UK.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, in the US. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's got great songs. Monkey Murders, I love.
Yeah.
Get a Job, and also Doors of My Heart. Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. I wish I would have seen them.
They should have called it Beat Beat. That would have been better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was the trick there. Yeah.
No, really, really good stuff. I enjoyed it. I just got this down in Brighton because, of course, I went to see the Unorthodox, and Dirt Royal, and of course, Plague UK there, and the Albert, and it was fantastic. And I picked up a few albums on the way as well.
Amazing.
It was a great trip in every sense.
I went out Monday. I'm just going to quickly mention this because it was incredible, and I think he's still doing it. And I went to see this amazing man, Trevor Horn, the producer. And he talked about recording Frankie Goes to Hollywood and all that sort of thing. So he's talking about excuse me, he's talking about Relax. You know, so obviously Frankie Goes to Hollywood did it originally, and he was saying that Frankie came in and it was terrible, and they couldn't do it. So he got in the Blockheads. You know, Ian Dury, the Blockheads. He got the Blockheads in, and they did another version of it. So he said Norman Watt-Roy, the bass player, was playing the do 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 do, and then I guess they did it for a while, and he got bored, and he went do do down down down, and Trevor was like, "What is that?" So he's like, "All right," and he kept it in his mind anyway. So he remixed it again using the electronic stuff like the drum machines and all that stuff. And then he put that in. And he says every time he sees Norman Roy, he's like, "You owe me some money."
Fantastic. He was doing the Buggles too, wasn't he?
He wrote for the Buggles, started the Buggles, and he was telling you all about that. And I got to meet him, and he signed the book on the inside and shook my hand, and I nearly cried.
Very nice. You'll never watch that hand again.
I haven't noticed. Like a plastic bag still. Cool. Anyway, so today's show, amazing. We've got a load of guests coming in today. We've never had this many guests before. We're so chuffed about it, and it's all for Sunday, which is our amazing gig, which is coming up. And yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
this is
that's right. We've in the waiting room. We've got members of all the bands, Unorthodox, Plague UK, Sunpin Leaves, and Say Yes Do Nothing. And in addition, we've got 2 really special guests as well.
Okay, so to start this off, shall we play a video by the special guests and then bring them in? Is that what we should do? Yeah. Yeah,
definitely. This is "War Is Not a Pop Song" by Krapka and Bella.
I get up and brush my teeth, and then I get my cup of tea. I get up and brush my teeth, and then I get my cup of tea. And then it's air raid siren. It's getting late, I'm super tired. It's getting late, I feel expired. There is a party, neighbors blow my mind. Again, missiles, so I go and hide. War is not a pop song, not trending on a playlist. War is not a lifestyle, though for some people now it is. War is not a pop song, not trending on a playlist. War is not a lifestyle, though for some people now it is. I can't imagine how you feel, but it's still happening, it's real. Are you okay? You're safe? Oh God, these questions do not help a lot. The news from the front is all I think about. Can't let myself give up and burn out. But thanks, it means so much that you care. Oh shit, it's air raid siren. Not fair! War is not a pop song, not trending on a playlist. War is not a lifestyle, though for some people now it is. War is not a pop song, not trending on a playlist. War is not a lifestyle, though for some people now it is. I fight, I cry, I cope, I try, I read, I stand, I care, I spend, I learn, I feel, I try to heal, I run, I spin, I know we will win. War is not a pop song, not trending on a playlist. War is not a lifestyle, though for some people now it is. War is not a pop song, not trending on a playlist. War is not a lifestyle, though for some people now it is. Though for some people now it is. Now it is.
Cool. Fantastic. Right. Should we bring in Ira?
Yeah, we're going to bring in Ira Labanik, who is Krapka from Krapka Koma. Hi, Ira.
Hi.
And also Leszek Omadada. I hope I said your name right, mate.
Yeah, that was totally perfect. And
Thank
it
you.
was first time I've heard how Ira, Ukrainian name, sounds in English. Sounds
Oh yes,
cool.
yeah. And of course, Leszek is from. He's a co-founder of Musicians Defend Ukraine.
Yeah.
So, first, Ira, I have to say, that is an amazing video and song.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it gave me goosebumps.
Aw.
Because even though you say "War is not a pop song," it is a pop song. But if you listen to it, of course, you're hitting on so many issues.
Yeah, that was the idea, because even at that point, it was done in August 2022, so it was 6 months into the full-scale invasion. But already at that point, we felt that people are getting tired of like hard topics and like war all the time. Can you imagine what people think now, like after a year and a half? But at that point, we were already thinking how to get the message across without making it too like, I don't know, too hard, and maybe so we turned into making it a bit more sarcastic. So in that way, having this like conflict of happy music and kind of challenging, I don't know, lyrics that are challenging you. We try to bring the message across.
Yeah, quite a dichotomy. And those lyrics are, like I said, were really beautiful, and it hit home with me, because I know when in my correspondence with Ukrainian artists through Unknown Sounds, I always tell them that I'm thinking of them and are you okay? And in that song you're saying, that doesn't help much. And I know it doesn't help, but it just makes me, oh man, I hope I can get through this whole thing without getting emotional, because this is a big cause for me. Lessig, your organization is amazing. Can you tell us a little bit how you got it started and why?
Thank you so much, Pete. And I also want to thank you for such a long-term help from your radio station. It's really also means a lot for us. And this idea to make a concert with 4 bands and to gather money for our foundation, it's just amazing. It's really inspiring stuff, because we don't feel alone. And at the moment, we are not on the front line, like who are in our organization, but every day we do a job. So we talk with our friends and colleagues who are fighting there, and we try to help with anything we can. And they need a lot of stuff to buy. For example, one drummer from Zaporizhia, he and because he's part of Medic, and they needed really special stuff, like quite expensive stuff for wounding. And it's cool that just in 3 days, the community of musicians were posting in internet that gathering money for him. And in 3-4 days, after he had something, like he asked for something, and in just less than a week, he got this on the front line. And we get money from the concerts. And I mean, if some musicians, they are not fighting at the moment, they need to collect money on the concert, be creative, and help nonstop.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about your organization is you're not just giving money to this big organization. You don't know where it goes. It's really a personal thing. I like on the website where you say how many items you've bought for people to help them. You actually list them out there, and you also have some of the artists that you've helped on there. It's really touching.
Thank you. Yeah, because it's about trust. If people, it's really easy to lose it. If people don't trust you, they won't give you such big amounts of money. Sometimes like a few $1,000s. Sometimes bands in Ukraine can gather, and of course, it's even better if they can go abroad and bring also money into Ukraine, because we have limited money amount in our country. That's why everybody tries their best, and it's really cool when this year and last year, a German organization GVL, they came to us and said, "Look, we like your work, and we want to make a donation from German musicians to Ukrainian musicians." That was really sweet, and we work for 2 years in a row at the moment, and it's just perfect. And I like this collaboration a lot, and I hope with your help there will be more spreading information about our horizontal friendship. And
definitely, I totally agree. Yeah, and speaking about getting money from outside the Ukraine, Ira, you Krapka Koma did a concert, didn't a European tour?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we did. We had concerts in 50 cities and in 18 countries, and it was all in aid of Musicians Defend Ukraine. And yeah, so like when we were choosing the organization, it was really important to us that when we explain why we are raising money for this organization is because there are musicians just like us who are doing the job of buying all the necessary equipment or like medical aids or like, you know, important stuff for the front line. So we are gathering the money. They're also gathering the money from other sources and buying things really quickly and delivering it. So yeah, I think it was like quite a challenge as well because we were trying to organize it on our own. We had some friends around everywhere who were trying to help us just because they wanted to help Ukraine, and they were like sharing contacts and like sharing information about the concert so that we can get some people at least, because we're not a popular band either in Ukraine or like all over the world. So it's
Really?
yeah, we're like an underground
I can't believe
band.
that. I think
Quite,
Koma is
like-
wonderful.
Thank you.
And I just,
yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
embarrass you, but I just want to say that, Ira, you're the reason, you're the inspiration behind of all this that what Unknown Sounds has done and continues to do.
Thank you. Thanks so much. And I
You're
really
a hero.
appreciate you were like one of the first people who actually approached me and said like, if everything's, you know, okay, not okay, but like, how can I help?
Yeah.
And, you know, that was like very valuable because not a lot of people did. And like until now, because sometimes people can't find words, sometimes, you know, so it was really important thing that in the first days of the full scale invasion, you gave your hand to us and we felt that we're not alone, just like Lessig said. So it's like, it's super important that international community and musicians community keeps supporting the causes like this with, you know, what you can do. Sometimes you can share information. Sometimes you can put on an event, which is like so much more work, I realize, you know? So it's like, it's a really brave thing that you're doing. And thank you so much for doing it. I hope that the turnout on Sunday is going to be amazing.
I agree. It's going to be great. And also thank you again for all your contacts and everything, because we've really been able to get the word out. So it's been fantastic.
Amazing.
And I'm just going to say one more thing about Krapka Koma, the band, because I think it's really interesting and it's the name itself. Now, in your language, Krapka means full stop or a period, right?
Yeah.
And Koma is comma.
Yeah.
So on your own, separately, you work perfectly, but even when you come together, it still works perfectly. I love that. It's an amazing concept.
Thank you so much. That's what was in our minds when we were creating the name. And yeah, I have some works like separately, and then we have some works together. And that was exactly the idea. Thank you so much for like, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to the day when there's a celebration gig, when everything's settled. We'll have a gig to celebrate the anniversary of the gig of the Hope and Anchor gig at some point.
Yeah,
I think
I'm looking forward. Go ahead. Sorry.
We're probably going to have like a huge festival and invite all the bands that were helping us raise the funds like elsewhere, but to Ukraine. Yes, Lessig is going to help with that.
Fantastic.
With pleasure.
I only fly first class, just so you know. But no, it'll be I'm sure this day will come. It's a fantastic cause, and like all the bands and Pete and I, we're so behind it. It's been amazing, and it's just so good that we get to speak to you, because although we've been working behind the scenes for it actually becomes real now. Now we spoke to you guys and we hear your stories. It actually becomes a real event, and I think it just changes everything, especially in my mind anyway.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, great idea to gather and have a chat.
Yeah, I like it.
Fantastic.
Okay,
can we
get some music on Pete and some other guests.
Yeah, let's play a video by Sunpin Leaves. They're they're the first band that's going to open up the gig,
and they're going to be playing on Sunday.
Took a road trip from Chicago in the fall, not to Mackinac, the highway calls. Cool brews in Milwaukee, sweet curds in Green Bay. Autumn colors fill the windshield, getting brighter every day. Those lakes and sky, they get you high. We let 'em in, then life begins. trip out of Munting in the rain. Saw the painted rocks, then hit the road again. Watched the sunset in St. Ignace, toast s'mores upon the beach. Ann Arbor to St. Joseph, made friends you wanna keep. Those lakes and sky, they get you high. We let them in, then life begins. Ice blue days, jet black nights. Those lakes and sky, they'll get you high. Those lakes and sky, they get you high. We let them in, then life begins. Those lakes and sky, they get you high. We let them in, then life begins. Those lakes and sky, they get you high. Begin. Lakes and sky, they'll get you high. They'll get you high.
Wow, cool.
Nice one, wasn't it? Beautiful.
Great song. Great song.
I just wanted to say, I forgot to mention this, though. The last one we saw by Krapka and Bella, that's available on a compilation on Bandcamp, Loud Women Volume 5. Now, if you don't know this album, go and get it. It is a fantastic album. Ira, is it all women artists?
Yes, yeah, it's an organization based in London, I think, and mostly they choose like really metal bands or like something with a bit heavier. Ours was like the lightest out of everything, so it's like all more like rebel music. So it's usually like quite heavy.
Yeah, it's the whole album is really is great. Some of it's a little bit too much for me, but it's fantastic. And all the proceeds again go to Musicians Defend Ukraine.
Yeah.
So check it out on Bandcamp, Loud Women.
Fantastic. Hi to Robert Paul's watching. Don't forget, if you're watching this live and you want to comment on whichever system you're looking on, and we can read your comments and put them out live. So thank you, Robbie, for saying hello. We appreciate that. Shall we bring Chris into the fold?
Let's do.
All right, everyone wiggle up a little bit.
As Christopher Brown from Sunpin Leaves. Hello, Chris.
Oh.
All right, Chris, all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sorry I look a bit bleached out on my 1 megapixel built-in webcam, but you know, it's 8 years old, this desktop. What can I say?
That's okay. We'll be able to get a 4K version of you on Sunday.
Oh, great.
Yeah, or we'll do an AI version in the video and we'll insert it later. Fine.
Just keep your bird.
Yeah, except we'll use John Lennon's voice.
That was I just got to say that was an absolutely great song of Ira's at the beginning there. It's, I was talking to you, Pete, on your show the other week about the juxtaposition of a very serious message being enhanced by a light melody, and that song, you know, absolutely typical. If you looked in the dictionary, it should say that for that type of song. Absolutely,
exactly, yeah,
brilliant, deadpan humor, and yet the horrible substance underneath it. So, you know, thumbs up. It's a great song. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I totally agree. Yeah.
It's great. It's got a great style. It's a bit like Psycho Killer by Talking Heads or Frankie Goes.
Yeah, that
sort of
feel.
Yeah, dark lyrics over a pop song, and unless you actually look at it, or actually Every Breath You Take by Sting. There you go. It's about stalking that you'd never know and think it's a love. It has that a wonderful sort of careful arrangement on it. It's absolutely brilliant. Let's talk about your song, Chris. When did you write that one?
That's from the latest album, Tales from the Great Lakes, and me and Neil had a kind of a frantic 6 weeks at the beginning of this year, and wrote 10 songs between us, and he produced it, and we managed to get it out for 1st of July, I think. But it was based on my memories of a trip around the Great Lakes in the US with my wife, and last autumn or fall, as they would say over there. And it's kind of relishing the natural beauty of the world, peace, harmony, everything that Ukraine had and should be getting back as soon as possible, because it should not be where they are now, and it's not their fault.
I agree, 100%.
Certainly right. But with the Tales of the Great Lakes, I really love this album. It's a concept album, and of course, what Chris just said about his travels. And if you listen to the album, it's like going along the map with him, the places he talks about and the people he meets. It's really, really interesting.
I mean,
there's
light subjects in there, like Lakes and Sky the Opener, but there's more serious subjects delivered with a kind of upbeat tempo, like Corridon 1863, which is set in the American Civil War, and it's about a woman who goes to the front to work as a nurse, and her husband, boyfriend rather, he stays and looks after the lighthouse in Joseph. But it's about the futility of war. There's some lines in there that I like. That's the message of the song, but it's kind of embedded in the sort of quite upbeat, lightish delivery. So I was talking about with Iron.
So for people that have never heard your band before, that was quite a poppy song. Is that your style, or are you country, you rock? What sort of thing are you?
We're pretty much these days. I'd call it Americana. So there is folk. I mean, I would call that quite folk, stroke country. There's a fair bit of country and folk in there, but there's also rock and soul and other sort of influences. So it's Americana with a broad palette, should we say? It's not just the diddly yee-haw stuff.
I love that.
Sorry, Pete, I shouldn't say that, but you can only listen to so many songs of, oh God, she left me, oh God. So
right,
there's obviously other stuff going on in the world. Not that we Brits don't do that as well,
It's true. What was it that first drew you to that sort of Americana style, though, being from England? What was it that did it for you?
I did an O-level in politics in the 1970s, last century. And then I went to university and I studied American politics there, because I thought, if you're going to study politics, then why not concentrate on the most, well, certainly then, the most powerful country in the world. And that kind of, and obviously me and Neil had our minds filled with, the streets of San Francisco and, fame and whatever, American influences, and, the music, fantastic. So it's always been there. But it's only relatively recently that we've kind of harnessed it into our music. From about probably, we started doing our albums together, having met up in 2019, and I suppose around the lockdown we went kind of Americana. But just to fill you in on the background, I won't waffle on about it, but me and Neil met for the first time in 1971 at school in an inter-class football five-a-side game, and Neil's team had the opportunity to draw against us, and he was taking the penalty and I was in goal and I saved it. and the rest is history.
Nice.
And here we are, 50-something years on and still together.
Amazing. Lessig, we never asked you, what music do you actually listen to? Are you a musician as well, or do you just like music?
I fiddle around on the synth a little bit, but I wouldn't claim to be a musician. No, I'm just, I sing and I ponce them out at the front, and they know that's me. But influences, main three melodically, are Alice Cooper theatrically. I don't do what he does on stage, but not with this band anyway. Other bands. The main three are David Bowie, who's
Excellent.
Influenced quite a few people, but Steve Harley, who's very poetic, and John Denver for his beautiful voice, and being another influence about America. I would listen to him in the mid-70s singing about the eagle in the sky and stuff, and it's all there, so vivid. So I'm very pleased that I got to see him live a couple of times.
Yeah.
And,
that's great. With John Denver, I really like the movie Oh God.
Oh yes. Yeah. He would not,
That's
if you cast him right, not a bad actor,
No, he was all right. And he had George Burns there, so how could you go wrong? It was great.
Anyway, Lessig, what music do you like? Do you listen to music, or are you a music fan?
Yeah, that's my second job actually, because I play in a band, managing the band, and managing the recording studio. So it's quite diverse music activity.
Fantastic.
So basically, I live in a small city. It's Ternopil, its name, and we have special music vibe in our city because it's very cozy. It has a big lake, and it's very chill. And it's interesting because if you start looking in the recordings from the 90s, from late 80s, you always can find this quite psychedelic vibe of Ukrainian, Ternopil music and sound. And I guess we, as a studio, we just continue this special, how do you call it, special sound, I don't know, wave, Ternopil wave.
And what about you, Ira? What brought you to music originally? Was you a fan of a certain band, or did you just like music in general?
Sorry, me this time. The thing is, I don't have such an inspiring story because my mom took me to a music school when I was 5, and since then I never stopped. So it wasn't like a moment when I was inspired, I was made to go there, but then I just decided to stick around. But I've played in death metal bands, in folk bands,
noisy.
I played jazz, I played classical music, so I've kind of done a lot of things. And now on electronic, electronic pop or new jazz, trip hop kind of vibe. So yeah, getting into soul and R&B a bit.
Nice.
I just wanted to add also that Lessig is quite a famous sound engineer in Ukraine. What's the face? So people from all around Ukraine come to his studio to have records. So really proud,
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, talking of music, should we play another video? Lessig's going to go, I think. So, thank you for joining us, Lessig. And
thank you, guys.
I'm going to go as well, if that's okay. Because it's 10 p.m. already. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for being here.
Hey guys,
Cheers.
lovely to see you.
It's a big pleasure to
Thank you,
listen and
Chris.
talk with such beautiful people and listen to English language, because we like English music very, very much.
Thank you so much. And wish
Thank
you
you,
good
Lessig.
luck with the gig on
Thank
Sunday.
you.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
You'll
Thank
hear
you.
all about it.
we'll meet you all in person one day, I'm sure, and it'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Have a great time.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so who are we going to play then, Pete?
Who's up next? Let's play a little Unorthodox.
Okay, you got it.
Soiree, no October soiree. Come inside here and be expecting you. all so natural. Everyone and all the band are here. Celebrate that summer getting never ending. Our love brighter than the sun. Radiant over everyone. Hey! Baby, it goes to show everything finds a way. Hear the violin flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow away. It's gonna last forever, September's story.
Fantastic.
That was tiring just watching it. So, who are we bringing in? Is it Brian?
Yep, we're going to bring in Brian, the lead singer, and also the drummer. We're going to bring in the drummer, Ricky.
Ricky? Okay. Hello.
There they are.
Hello.
Hi,
Right,
guys.
before we go any further, can I thank Ian Bourne for the use of that video footage and some great pictures that he took in Brighton on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah. I saw him there. It was a great gig. It was. I was right off camera, but I met these guys there. It was fantastic. In fact, we stayed in the same hotel. I met Joe and everybody. I met everybody. It was really great, and just as you could see, Unorthodox did an amazing job.
Yeah,
thank you.
I mean, that was tiring just watching, to be honest with you.
Actually, that's what I told him. Yeah.
Well,
That's
let's hope we can do the same Sunday. Yeah.
You'd be great. Tell us a bit about the band. Where did it form, and how long you been going, and stuff like that.
Really? Okay. 1970, end of 76, the beginning of 77. Let's say 77 to be precise, I think. Yeah. And with Pete Hayward, Ray Amos, and Andy Elphick, who I didn't mention in the last video, so I'm correct that now. He was another powerhouse drummer, like Ricky is, and it really suits our music. We need that, and it really works. Yeah, so Andy, shout out for him now. Thank you. Yeah, and we it was during the punk scene really, and we sort of got lumped in with all those bands playing all those places in London, So yeah,
You played the Roxy, didn't you?
we did. Yeah, that's why we do that song called "At the Roxy."
It's a great song, and wow.
That venue is iconic. That was an iconic
It was.
place, but it only lasted for 6 months.
Yeah.
That was it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was that the one that was in Covent Garden?
Yeah, in.
I played there too.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It lasted a year, but he's right. The first 6 months was the first two owners, and it changed a bit after that. We actually played in August '77. So anyway,
Nice.
I was
Yeah.
one at this point, by the way. I was 1 year old.
I wasn't born.
You can go on people very quickly, right?
Oh, you're so handsome. Ricky, let's talk about drumming for a sec. Who's your influences? Who really made you want to sit behind the kit and smash some stuff?
I think the main one is, and this is a bit mainstream, so forgive me, but no, Dave Grohl is my favourite drummer.
Oh, nice.
I was never into any music really until my mum and dad bought me an iPod one year when I was about 16. I didn't have any CDs. I kind of liked Tenacious D because it was kind of jokey and stuff like that. Not really a music fan, but I was listening to the drumming on this iPod and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then somehow I was rooting through my brother's CDs and noticed that the same guy was drumming on this band called Nirvana.
Nice.
Like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then I realised, looking up a video of Nirvana, that guy kind of looks like the guy who's in the Foo Fighters video. He's playing guitar, and I sort of connected some dots, and then that's how I became a music nerd, basically. This one drummer. But yeah, I'm quite a mainstream music fan, really. So yeah, Dave Grohl, the drummer from Foo Fighters who sadly passed away recently, Taylor Hawkins. They're my two favourites. But there's many drummers I like John Bonham, Nick Mason from Pink Floyd. I was in a Pink Floyd band for quite a few years, and I was the Nick Mason of that band. Yeah, there's plenty around, but I'll say they're my four big ones. Yeah,
I'm going to throw it out there. I can't stand the Foo Fighters. I know people love them. I think they're terrible. I don't know what it is. Buddy Connolly said, when you get older, you don't hate things, you just don't understand it. And I think that's right. I just don't understand the fascination with them. Yeah. I mean, I know people love them. Yeah, I just don't get it. John Bonham on the other end, absolutely bang on. Nick Mason, bang on. You can have those. Fantastic. So,
well, millions of people still love the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, and they're wrong. So when you were growing up and playing the drums, Rick, were you sort of playing to records like drummers do, or did you sort of do like music lessons?
So I didn't do any music lessons at first. My uncle had an electric drum kit in his flat where he lived. And I was bored one day while we were around there, so I just sat there and started whacking these things. And my uncle came in, who was a musician as well, like my dad. And he was like, "Oh, you got quite good rhythm." So every time we went around there, I was sort of picking it up a bit more and a bit more. And then my dad went, "Well, look, I think you got something with it." Him being a musician himself, he's a classically trained pianist.
Right.
He played in like the London Youth Jazz Orchestra. I think that's correct. He'll phone me and tell me if not. But yeah, he said, "I think you got something. I'll buy you an electric drum kit, and if you don't like it, then I can always use it," sort of thing. So yeah, I started off just by myself, learning a few basic beats, and then I started playing to records. I think that was Foo Fighters and Nirvana, really. So hard stuff to start with in some respects, but some of the songs are a bit easier. And then I was playing in a couple of school bands. I went to college and did music technology. Played in a few bands there, picked up quite quickly. And then after that, when I was about 17 or 18, I started doing the grades, like the official grades. I think I got grade 8, I think. It was so long ago, I can't remember. So, I got the highest grade. But I was teaching as well for a while. Once I finished a grade, I'd do a private tutor of teaching the grade I just learned to earn a bit of money on the side.
Excellent, yeah.
You
are a powerhouse, mate.
Thank you.
That night was amazing. I'm going to say this even though it's a bit embarrassing. Ricky, I think he probably knows what I'm going to say, but after his set, I came up to him because there's this one song where, he's drumming like crazy, and then he just stops, and his feet are going back and forth, up and down. So it was with the bass drum and the hi-hat, and it sounded great. It was a perfect like suspension of the song. It was just really great tension building and everything. And I told him this, but instead of saying hi-hat, I said top hat. And as soon as I said it, I saw this glaze go over his eyes. And I knew what happened, but I just let it go because I was hoping, he'd be a gentleman enough not to say anything. And he didn't. Thank you, Rick.
That's all right. Brian wears a hat when we play, and I always...
That might have been it. Yeah, that might have been it.
That might have been it. Yeah, I was getting...
Did he just say something about his hat?
It was amazing, Terry on the guitar, and is it Mark on the bass?
No, Ray.
Oh, sorry, Ray. Yeah, it was the way it came together. It was just fantastic. It was really great.
He's going to be called Mark now.
Mark in the top hat. That's the new band. That's great.
Thank you for that night. It was wonderful, and I'm so looking forward to. I've seen all the bands now, and I'm so looking forward to Sunday. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Can I just echo what Chris said earlier about that Boy Is Not a Pop song?
Yeah.
I just agree with everything he said. It was a great song, and a good video.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really a talented woman.
It's just nice. It's just nice that we can bring it all together like that, isn't it? And we're doing it for a cause, but either way, we're sort of showing that new music's lovely.
Yeah, it all brings it home. It makes it. It's not just a newsreel on our TV screens. This is bringing it. It's making it more real. What's going on out there.
Exactly.
We all know it's real, but we get sanitized by it all. We're just bombarded by these images. And they don't have much impact now. We've seen it all the time. We've grown up seeing this stuff on TV, but this is making it. It's bringing it closer. By these people involved. And well done to you two as well for highlighting all this and putting the gig on Sunday.
Oh, thanks.
Looking forward to meeting you, Robbie, in the flesh.
And it's mainly him that does most of it. I just hold the pencils. So he's the genius behind it.
It's been a great experience. Should we play a little? Who was it? Matty from Say Yes Do Nothing couldn't be here today. He's on a plane up to his hometown in Liverpool. So I spoke to him a little bit early, and he left a message for us. Can we play that now?
I just wanted to say that it's for a very big cause. It's quite important that we do stuff like this at this time, because if we can do it and we can raise money for it and kind of spread the word, have fun at the same time, that is exactly what we need to do. So I'm quite honoured to be a part of this this big thing that we're doing, honestly. So I know the rest of the boys are just as excited as I am. We've got me, Dan, Jake and David, and then we've got Plague. Who else have we got? There's Plague, and then is it Unorthodox?
Yep, Unorthodox and Sunpin Leaves.
Sunpin Leaves, that's the one. Yeah. So it's going to be it's just four of us, isn't it? The four bands.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It's going to be a wonderful night. Just like you said, it's going to be a lot of fun. Even if it was just for no cause, whatever, it's going to be a great night. But because it's for musicians to defend Ukraine, it's going to be even better.
I think that's why it hits home quite a bit, because we're raising money for musicians on the front lines, which is like, we kind of, there's a camaraderie there. I think no matter where you are in the world, we all kind of. I mean, I know if I was in a room with these guys who have, gone to fight for the country, they shouldn't have to, mind you, but the fact that they are in the first place, I know we would get along with these people, without a hitch, like a house on fire. So I'm just very glad that we can, we can do something from here, even though what's happening is very far away. So I'm very thankful for that opportunity. I thank David for organising it, and thanking you and the other bands, because you've all played a part in making this into a really big thing, a good night. I'm just really looking forward to it. I am, honestly.
That's great what you said about the camaraderie. It's true, isn't it? Like, brilliant statements made there.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And what gets me about this whole thing in Ukraine and musicians defend Ukraine is that, you guys could be in the studio and playing, and then the next day you have to learn to fight for your survival. That's what happened in Ukraine. They were living their normal lives, and all of a sudden it's turned upside down. We can't imagine that here, can we? Because we've never ever been close to anything like that. But it's just amazing. That's why I have so much respect for the.
When we open our front doors, it's normal out there. Yeah. For them, it's not. It's just a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Can we bring Jake on, and then we'll play the Say Yes Do Nothing.
Jake. Yeah. Let's see if he's there. I don't think Jake's there. I think he's popped off.
All right. Oh, there he is. Hey, mate.
There he is. Hi, Jake.
There he is, mate. We had Matty on there.
Yeah, I didn't know that he did that, because I just asked him, because I knew that he was going to phone you, Pete.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, did anything come of it? And he's like, no. Seeing was kind of cool.
It's funny. After I had to edit that, because afterwards we were talking, and he told me actually, he's the John Lennon voice on the new Beatles single.
There's only one John Lennon. He's only did that to wind me up. Ignore him.
Yeah, I am. So we're gonna play one of your songs, Jake. Hit the top.
Hang on, I've just got to find it. 1 second.
I Say Yes Do Nothing.
There we go.
table, because your friends won't be around, and you know you need some rocket fuel when you've got a mule kicking in your stable, because you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom before you see the top. Yeah, you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom before you see the top. No, you ain't no philosopher, but you wonder what it's all for, when you know you won't break ground until you're buried. You're like the shark that never drowns, because you're always swimming on, and everything you'll ever have will be temporary, because you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom before you see the top. Yeah, you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom before you see the top. Because you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom before you see the top. Yeah, you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom before you see the top. Yeah, you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom before you see the top. Yeah, you'll hit the top before you see the bottom, but you'll hit the bottom.
I like that.
That's great.
The hell is that music video?
It's like a night out in Scotland, people just trying to kick each other. That's great. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's a good song. I love it. It's really bouncy. Really, really cool.
That's quite a good one. Yeah, it sounds a lot heavier live, actually.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
that's true. Totally true, mate. It's something else. We were talking about this before, that when you hear the records on the anywhere on vinyl, they sound great, but it's a totally different experience when you hear them live. It's
absolutely,
the only time you're ever going to play that song just like that in front of you, and it's priceless experience, priceless.
Always. Well, that's why live is great.
Yeah,
so.
You won't see AI doing live gigs.
No.
Anyway. Talk about Voyage.
Voyage is cool.
Because there was one song that I really like, By the Grace of God. And if you listen to it on Spotify or wherever, it's like a folk song. But when you guys play that live, oh my Lord, it's just
we're really way into it. Yeah, we're really way into it. It's fast. It's kind of verging on a punky thing as well, even. So
yeah,
it's a lot heavier. The whole set, like compared to the previous recordings that are out there, the live set's a lot heavier. Like, more upbeat, faster, more distortion on the guitars, louder.
Exactly. And the relationship you've got between each other, the glances you have and the smiles and the chuckles throughout the whole set, it's just, and you bring the whole audience into it. It's like, we're part of it.
Yeah, well, that's Dave. That's all him. He wears his party hats and throws books into the crowd.
True, yeah.
Great.
And it's you too, mate. You're the bass guitarist.
Yeah.
You know that, I guess. But you're also the singer.
Yeah, well, I don't know the lyrics to any of the songs, so it's really hard to be the singer. I just kind of make up words as I go along. But we're recording them, so I need to learn them now. So that's
great. I love it. And what about your influences, Jay? Who made you want to pick up bass and play bass? Who was it for you?
Well, I'm actually a guitarist, as probably all bass players may be. but it was. I remember when music's been around me since because my dad plays guitar and has been in bands since the 70s, and so I got the first band that I really got into was Fountains of Wayne.
Oh yeah,
I love every record off of that, and so I was like 4 or 5 years old singing along to California Sex Lawyer, Planet of Weed. And I actually talked to my dad just like last week. Like, why did he let me listen to that when I was like 3 and 4? That's weird. And then when I really picked up the guitar was when Green Day brought out 21st Century Breakdown, and I knew Green Day before. Like I was listening to Dookie, but that record came out, and I was just sat in front of the stereo for an hour straight, and just went to my dad, said, teach me how to play those songs. I need to do that.
Nice.
And I did. So here I am.
It's interesting you talk about your dad let you listen to stuff he shouldn't. My dad had the I Have a Biggin album. I don't know if you know I Have a Biggin, Pete, and everybody else. But he was a lyricist, and 2 of his songs, the first one was called I Farted. That's mainly what the song's about. And then the other one is, I can't say it 'cause it's a swear word, but I'm a W-A-N. Yeah.
It's actually called The Winkers Song.
The Winkers Song, that's right.
On the cover.
That's right. And I've got the album back there and that, and it's that actually really interesting album because they've got some really good players on it. But it's the same as yourself here, Jake. Like, you know, it's great. That's Doc Cox, Robert Longwood. Yeah. And so my dad let me listen to that quite a bit, and I'd go to school singing that the next day, and you know, teachers like, "What did you just say?" So that's all right, don't matter.
I too was the dad playing it to his kids.
So, was you really?
He used to think it
My
was hilarious.
son had to make do with Derek and Clive live.
I love Derek and Clive, yeah. I think when you inflict musical comedy that's like rude on young kids, they grow up kind of normal, to be fair.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, Sunday's shaping up to be good because we've got a diverse amount of bands. Everyone's slightly different in their own way. Are you guys excited to play for Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Very excited.
For me, I quite like the setup. So I've discovered obviously Sunpin Leaves, Say Yes Do Nothing. I knew Play UK anyway, so I've discovered a couple of new bands. One of Say Yes Do Nothing. I can't remember what song it is. Forgive me, but I was in a waiting room and I was just having a flick through some of your songs, and that song was stuck in my head for like a week. That's pretty cool. But not only that, Hope and Anchor is a brilliant venue.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have played there before from the other bands, but it's cool. That we get to raise money for a worthy cause.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
It's like the perfect storm. Everything's coming together. You know, the great gig, great venue, great bands, and great cause. All we need now is a great audience.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
I do too.
I do.
Yeah. I think if we're really unlucky and things go still bad by the middle of next year, maybe we should look at writing a single with everybody involved in the gig and putting out a single.
I'll be well up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We can't talk much about this, Brian, but we have something in post-production. We have something in the works for that. We'll see if we can get that together.
Yeah, great.
Jake's well on board for that, aren't you, Jake?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Cool. There's a couple of things that you guys don't know we're gonna have to work out, but we'll do that. It's no problem. But I was speaking to Simon from Plague UK because, of course, he can't make it. We're going to play his video in a minute and a little message from him. But he rented out the Albert and got the bands to play, right? And he was hoping to cover the costs, and if there was a profit, he'd split it 3 ways. But thank God there was. But I was talking to him about it and about our sales, and he said he sold 10 tickets that night. And there must have been 50, 60 people there.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to worry about it. You know, I think we're going to have a full house.
I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think it's going to be good. Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Did you want to hear?
Feeling about it.
Yeah. Did you want me to play Simon's interview you did earlier?
Yeah, it's just a little message from him.
Hi, I'm Simon Godfrey. I'm from Plague UK. And just to let you know that on Sunday, the 5th of November, Unknown Sounds is doing their first live Unknown Sounds gig, which we are really, really pleased of being a part of. This gig is for a really, really good cause. It's for musicians who are defending Ukraine, which is a really, really good cause. And I think, all musicians, if we can do everything we can to help them out, then that's what we should be doing. And I really hope that we get a nice attendance for the night. I think you'll really have a really good time. So please come.
Fantastic.
He's a good guy. Met him at the Albert as well. Really great set.
He's got some mad hair. I like that.
Yeah.
that's like a rock hair.
Yeah, great bass player as well. Really good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's
There
got
you
a
go then.
Rickenbacker bass, doesn't he?
Oh, was he?
Nice.
Backer,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it.
So why don't we hear
Okay.
the Plague UK, their song, So What Do You Want?
Just another day to remember. Waking up in the cold of December. Walk along the lonely carriage. All the ice just stare at the hands. All the ones and the zeros. Do not breed any heroes. All the ones and the zeros. Do not breed any heroes. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. All the sugar shop, all the pavement, all the faces that look so vacant, all the ones and the zeros. Do not breed any heroes. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. So back on the lonely carriage, further down to my advantage. Empty space between the cracks. Get off the journey, still intact. Just another day to remember. Waking up in the cold of December. Walk along a lonely carriage. All the eyes just stare at the hands. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed.
Nice.
Great.
Fantastic, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's from Simon Cheeseman. He really
Right,
enjoyed that
Simon.
one. didn't he?
Me and
Simon?
Neil played with Plague UK with our old band Nothing. I think it was 2019 at the 100 Club. I think Dennis would headline at that. A lovely bunch of guys, but different lineup because Dave Leakes moved in on guitar and Simon's gone to bass, I think. But
Yes.
they're lovely guys. Very, very nice guys.
Yeah,
Ricky, you need glowing drums now. That's your next thing. You need.
Yeah.
I love glowing drums. That's wicked. I was reading.
Thanks,
about Roger
Dave.
Taylor.
Can't wait to see you either. It's gonna be good.
I was reading about Roger Taylor from Queen the other day, and he used to pour beer on his drums. Yeah, so when you can have that big water effect, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they had to change the lineup. You're right, Chris. And since then, their sound has kind of changed a bit.
Yeah,
the first two albums had parental guidance on it for explicit language, and they were much more punky. And now they've got like this ska, Paul Weller kind of.
Yeah, it's jam, and I say that.
Very jam, yeah.
I like the jam. I like it well.
Me as well.
I like the sound. You know, it's good.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great night. I'm really looking forward to it, guys.
Yeah, so we.
So I'm just going to quickly put up the link for anybody that missed it earlier. So if you want to get your tickets, I might block some people. Sorry about this. So if you want to get your tickets, screenshot this now and get your tickets and come along. If not, you can pay on the door. What's the prices, Pete? Is it £12 on the door and
£12 on the door, 10 if you get them in advance. And if you can't work out the camera phone, you can always just go to wegottickets.com and search for Unknown Sounds.
It's fantastic.
And we'll see everybody on Sunday to a full house, hopefully.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robbie. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks
for joining us, guys. We'll see you all on Sunday. And if you're watching, we'll hope to see you there as well. And we'll see you all later. Wave goodbye, everybody.
Bye.